Good morning, folks, and welcome back to another episode of South of Cheddar Curtain. As always, it's your boy, Devin Hine, sitting across the Microsoft team screen from the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Lucas Mueller. Want to start with the folks, Luke?
Hello, folks.
Well, folks, it was Thanksgiving, and the Packers went to Detroit, and we feasted 31-24 over a division rival. They are back to being little brother, and my friend, I'll tell you what, Packers making me real thankful this week.
Absolutely. At this point, it feels like the game happened forever ago, but just think about how differently your day could have gone if the Packers didn't show up and show out and put the Lions back in their place, right? It's been a long couple years of the Lions being, talking so much smack and going from the little brother that you're happy to see succeed for once, right? You're kind of rooting for him.
Oh, we were for
a little
sure.
bit, and then they turned into jerks. So I'm kind of glad they're falling back down to earth here a little bit, because they deserve it at this point. But yeah, no, phenomenal game to watch. The Packers showed up, right? We saw a complete team, and we saw what this team could be against a very solid opponent. So really nice to see us kind of get back on the right foot and continue the momentum in the division that we carried over from the Vikings game.
Yeah, it was a real statement win. I think a key part of this game is just like that we outlioned the Lions, right?
100% agree.
We, other media pundits, the national media pundits, have criticized Matt Floor's selective aggressiveness. And what do we think about? We think about the Lions, think about biting kneecaps, think about Dan Campbell being crazy going for it on fourth down. I mean, that was the difference of this game. We were, I believe, 3 for 3 on our fourth down conversions. The Lions went 0 for 2. But other than that, this game was very, the stats were the exact same. We both had 60 plays offensively, both had around 350 yards offensively, and we only won by a touchdown. It was back and forth. Granted, they did lose Amon-Ra St. Brown early, but this is a team that has depth, and they still fought tooth and nail. They still gave us everything we had, and there were a lot of opportunities for us to fumble this game away, and like you said, it was a complete team win, and we just refused to give up.
Completely agree. Yeah, Jameson Williams was the big standout in Amon-Ra's absence, right?
Which we've been waiting for, right? We all know how good he is, and you see in little glimpses, but it's one of those situations where just with the sheer volume and how good Amon-Ra St. Brown is, it almost doesn't matter if you have a B+ to A- with, we don't even know what the ceiling is for Jameson Williams when you have one of the best receivers in the NFL. Who plays in the slot, who your whole offense is to get him the ball.
Correct. Yeah, and Jameson Williams finally, didn't just make the giant splash plays. He looked like a complete receiver against us, unfortunately. But yeah, overall, really happy with it and really happy with how the team showed out. And the difference, like you said, was absolutely the fourth downs. I believe we scored 2 touchdowns on those 3 fourth downs. Mm-hmm. And the other one was the game-sealing first down. So I loved the aggressiveness and loved the plan, right? So to get into a little bit that last fourth down, just right off the bat, I heard a lot of people kind of complain or wonder why we didn't run the ball on third down to try to ice the game. Because if you know you're going for a fourth down, why don't you try to make it a much shorter conversion, right? But I liked the attitude of, we have 2 downs. I'm just going to call my 2 favorite plays that I know Jordan's going to be able to execute, right? And Christian should have iced the game on third down, but he dropped it. Dontavian Wicks, your boy. All our boy at this point. He was mine originally, but you were especially in this game, you were going after it, which I loved. Came up huge, right, and sealed the game for us. So love the aggressiveness, and I love the confidence in Jordan and in the offense to be like, I'm just going to call 2 plays that I think are going to work, and they both worked. We dropped the ball on one, but they were both well executed up until that point. So I loved the aggressiveness, and like we talked about previously, it seemed like he had a plan. There was a process to it this time, which has not always been the case. So if he's kind of turned the corner with that this year, I am very pleased.
We talk about how Matt LaFleur always hypes up Jordan whenever he has a chance to talk to the media, right? He's saying the nicest things, how much he believes in him, how he's that guy, yada, yada, yada. But in life, there's messages and there's things that you say, and then there are messages the things that you don't say, by your actions. And in recent weeks throughout the season, we have often wondered with some of LaFleur's play calling and aggressiveness in late game key situations. I mean, even going back to frickin' the Rodgers NFC title game, right? It's like, if you're going to say you believe so much, then trust. If you say you trust him, then trust him. Jordan had a career day in Detroit, and you got to feed the hot hand. And like you said, people were calling for a run on third down if you're going for it on fourth, but it's Jordan Love. It's Jordan Love on that day. Give him the ball. Give him 2 opportunities. Like you said, we had one of the random weird drops of the day. The receivers were phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yeah. I'll get to Dontavian Wicks, don't you worry. But nice to see Matt, following through on his promises. You should trust Jordan Love. It's Toyota-thon, in case you all forgot.
I was going to get there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's talk about Toyota-thon for a moment, shall we? Do you want to explain to the people what we're talking about?
Have we not mentioned this on the show before?
I'm sure we have. But let's remind the people.
So Toyota has their, holiday sales plan, whatever. I'm guessing there's deals on cars during Toyota-thon. That's their
Correct.
big, all those commercials we saw as kids, Christmas time. Oh, look, honey, you just have a little box for your present. Oh my God, it's car keys. I got a car. That whole thing, right? Everybody wants to do that for their family, apparently. I don't know if that actually happens. Anyways, so Toyota-thon takes place. It starts some point in November and then goes to January.
Yeah,
Early January. And Jordan Love's numbers are very, very different between before Toyota-thon and during Toyota-thon. I'm glad we're not pulling up the stats because we've definitely gone through it before, and it's not the prettiest stat in the world. But essentially, he turns into a different human being during Toyota-thon. Now, that also coincides with the later parts of the season, right? Not in Toyota-thon, it's September, October. We have had some roster, turnover early in seasons, some underwhelming performances. It does seem like this team, especially with Jordan Love, has been a second half team. And that just coincides with the Toyota-thon time period. So, yeah, his numbers are glorious in Toyota-thon. He's him in Toyota-thon.
He is, yeah. I don't have all the numbers in my head, but I do have a good chunk of them. So, the big one being that during Toyota-thon, he is probably the greatest quarterback in the history of football. He has 33 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Boom.
33 touchdowns and 1 interception in Toyota-thon. During Toyota-thon, he has led the league in deep completions with 31. I mean, he is just a completely different quarterback during that time period. And there, like you said, there are legitimate actual reasons behind this, but it's just hilarious that it happens every year. And this was kind of the start of it. So his first year starting, kind of the logical explanation, right, is it was his first year starting, so it took a while to warm up, get in the groove. Second half of the year, 18 touchdowns, 1 interception. Okay. Played phenomenal. Last year, he was hurt. Didn't really start getting healthy towards the second half of the season, which is right about when Toyota-thon starts, so that's when his play picked up. And now,
Jordan Morgan.
Yeah, we benched Jordan Morgan. That might be the key. And Christian Watson came back. So, a couple different choices there, but it is amazing. Obviously, I wish Toyota-thon ran until the beginning of February. That'd be nice.
I was thinking the same thing.
February would be great.
Or could we shorten the season somehow?
Correct. So we get the Super Bowl in during Toyota-thon. So email your local Toyota dealer. Let's get on that. Let's see if we can get this thing extended so we can win a Super Bowl. But it's crazy the difference that he plays.
Speaking about emailing your local Toyota-thon or your local Toyota dealer, I think we talked about this for the Vikings game, that Paul Farrington, one of the Vikings versions of us, called into Green Bay Toyota to see if they could cancel Toyota-thon, push it back for a week. And we're like, absolutely not.
Jordan is sponsored by Toyota now. They figured that out last year. Get out of the bandwagon.
As they should have. I mean, if they
Absolutely.
could be half as successful as he is during Toyota-thon, goddamn.
And we're talking about Toyota. They're pretty successful.
I'm saying for what their goals are. If they can,
I understand.
Put a performance on their metaphorical field that is half as good as Jordan Toyota-thon, you should be proud of yourself.
Completely agree. Completely agree. So we have Toyotathon Jordan again this week. We saw him last week. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful place to be.
You know, it's also a beautiful thing
What?
that I know. I know that somebody on his solo show
Did
said,
a great job, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I felt really good about that one, not going to lie.
Yeah,
It was a good day.
Should have. It was really good.
Somebody, towards the end of his hour-long rambling to himself, mentioned that I want to see Christian Watson and who, Lucas?
I think it might have been Dontavian.
I think it might have been Dontavian. Because I don't have that bad a memory. I mean, for everything else, absolutely. But for the Green Bay Packers, it's pretty sharp. I remember Dontavian. I remember it well. Mm-hmm. But then I remember watching him catch the ball again. And I've seen him catch the ball all season when he's been in. He's had to deal with some injuries. But what have you done for me lately? Have you given me reason to doubt you? Dontavian Wicks was not giving me reason to doubt him going into this game. And oh, Lordy, he certainly did not give me any reason to doubt him leaving this game. Dontavian Wicks was the difference maker in this game. And in my opinion, one of the absolute best performances we have ever seen from a receiver that's not like cringe, quote unquote, the big number one, right? Like this isn't Jordy Nelson. This isn't Devontae. This isn't Christian Watson. This is a Robin, usually not a Batman. Right. Dontavian Wicks took this game over. 6 catches, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns, both of his touchdowns, contested plays. The one where he had to, I felt like the touchdown where we weren't sure if we got his foot in or not, it looked like you were watching somebody get T-boned in an intersection.
It did.
Survived the collision. Got his foot in and ankle in. I don't know how it was for the touchdown, but it should have been anyways because that was a hell of a play. He gets a little out route, contested. What's his face for the Lions? The corner is all over him. Terrion Arnold, young guy at Alabama. Terrion Arnold's all over him. Pushes through, gets in the end zone, has a seam route where he's going to take a hit for like a 25, 30-yard gain. 29, I have the long in front of me. 30. Beautiful play. And then you have the game sealer on 4th and gotta have it when Jordan has pressure right up the middle and Dontavian makes a hell of a 50-50 catch. And I'm sorry that I've been saying his name wrong the whole time because he is no longer Dontavian Wicks. He is full on John Wick. Because if you mess with him, he gonna come get you. And Chicago, I'm sorry. I spent a lot of time this week. And despite the loss of Devontae Wyatt, the performance of this team that people like Jordan Love and Dontavian Wicks put on the field, I was talking a lot of shit to my Bear people this week. I was very generous with my pain meds yesterday. I'm trying to be conversational with my patients who wake them up after surgery. How you feeling? It's Friday. You're gonna go. You're gonna go home and have a great day. You're gonna watch the Bears-Packers game on Sunday. Oh, you are? Okay. Bears fan? Okay. Let me give you the strongest dose of pain meds that I can because you're gonna need it. Now, I wasn't intentionally overdosing people. Let's not, call the hospital administrator and get me in trouble. But, if people said their pain was, a 7, they got the meds I could give them. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because they are going to need it because the boys are balling. Thank you, John Wick.
Love that. Love that. Still personally partial to Devontavian Wicks, but that's okay.
Works.
One, I'm just going to because I didn't get the chance to bring it up last week, obviously. All of my predictions were correct for 2 games ago. Just gonna point that out. Christian Watson did get 2 touchdowns. Evan Williams did get an interception. So I just felt the need to say that. I bat 1,000 on that one, so that felt real good. Anyways, I'm going to the other side of the ball, right? Because the offense did a lot of good things, but the defense did a lot of good things too. Right. You may think I'm going Micah Parsons. And he's a part of it, but he's not the whole thing. I know that somehow, and I don't know how, but I do know that we shut down Gibbs every time we play him.
Who?
Exactly. He might have been us out there, right, for the production he gives them. So Jahmyr Gibbs is, like arguably the best running back in football right now, right? Definitely the most electrifying running back in football. I love me
Yes.
Jonathan Taylor, so that's the only comparison this year, anyways. But electrifying. Like, he's something. He has 47 touchdowns in 44 career games. Okay. Against the rest of the league this year, he's averaging something like 7 yards a carry. Just bonkers stuff.
And we saw the
Right.
week before him end the game of the Giants, like first play of overtime. Just on a simple halfback dive up the gut. That's just what he does.
And this week, Thursday night, he basically won the game against Dallas in another incredible game. But against us, he has 2 touchdowns in 6 games and is averaging like 3 yards a carry.
Yeah, 20 carries for 68 yards. Ain't quite going to do it.
No. It is incredible how we have this ability. And over the last couple of years, our run defense has been good, but not exactly the best, I would say, right? We let Tyrone Tracy get going against us. Right? Like, we will let that happen sometimes. And then we face Jahmyr Gibbs. And somehow, some way, we absolutely shut him down. And I love it, and it's such a key to our ability to beat the Lions, because at that point, we're really just limiting their electrifying players to, in this case, Jameson Williams. Because if you take that run component out of the game, we can handle David Montgomery, right? We've seen him for years. We understand his capabilities. He's also a very good running back. But if you can take away the big play ability by Jahmyr Gibbs, you're playing a whole different Detroit Lions team. And I'm very thankful, given that this is the post-Thanksgiving episode, that we somehow can corral and contain the most electrifying running back in the NFL. Don't know how. But we do. We do, which gives me hope for the rest of this year and also for the playoffs.
I can give you a very strong reason, a very strong factor as to how we were able to contain Jahmyr Gibbs. You know what that was, Lucas?
What was it?
What day was this game played on?
Thanksgiving.
We had a linebacker known as Mr. Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah, we do. Her name is Isaiah McDuffie, folks. 12 tackles, led the team, 2 tackles for loss. The man's everywhere. Quay Walker is a way superior athlete, but Isaiah McDuffie is going to give you everything that he has on every single play. And as we've talked about, we saw again in this game, Isaiah McDuffie does not gently caress you to the ground. He is not a kind soul. He's got a lot of anger in there, you know. Well, I guess I did see him and his wife. She's pregnant, and they post a little picture, and they're all happy, and it's great. So I can see him smile. He's got the biggest smile, dude. It's strange because he's just got this biggest goofy smile, bald head, big old beard. But when it comes to the field, he's an axe murderer. Absolutely. He's going to end careers. Mr. McStuffy. Now, granted, I'd be happy to see hopefully Quay Walker back with his, boosted physical traits, assets. Absolutely. But Isaiah McDuffie, you're going to be important again in Chicago. And you had a wonderful game in Detroit. Evan Williams. We've seen a lot of tape on him lately. Your boy, Mr. Micah Hyde. Just like Micah, I mean, an elite run stuffer. People don't kind of realize on run fits that they got run plays. There are run fits, and the guys in the secondary, everybody has a hole to fill. And Evan Williams comes down with a violence.
He comes screaming from the secondary. A dead sprint to the hole. Love it.
Nice game from Edgerrin Cooper as well. Happy to see him back doing his thing. Javon Bullard continues to be a pain in everybody's ass around the line of scrimmage. Shout out to you.
I love the aggression and the physicality that it brings.
But if we're talking about defense,
there's kind of one guy.
We do have to have a moment. Mr. Devontae Wyatt, you will not be forgotten. He destroyed his ankle, or his ankle was destroyed. Friendly fire. All of our big injuries this year, friendly fire.
Correct.
Which is unfortunate and a little sad. More than a little sad. But Devontae Wyatt will be a massive hole in an already relatively thin defensive tackle room. So going forward, it's going to be Colby Wooden, a beefed up defensive end, Carl Brooks, a glorified pass rushing defensive tackle, and then Brinson and Stackhouse. And we picked up a couple other bodies who are going to try to be Howard Green, but I don't know how that's going to go exactly. Lucas.
I mean, between the two of them, one of them might be.
Hopefully. Yeah, we got something Bohanna, 6'4", 355. Seahawks
Big boy.
practice squad, right? Quentin Bohannon. My apologies. And then, wait, are they both Quintons and Quentin Riley for the Giants? We literally got the two dudes with the same name. I'm pretty sure it's
cool.
Quentin. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it's Jordan Riley. My apologies.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds better. Jordan
right,
Riley
but
out of
I mean-
Oregon.
Another Jordan to the team? Maybe come save us. But from the analysis that I've read, and these are both like very limited snap players. Like they have played in the NFL, but they're like rotational bottom of the roster guys, which is why they're on practice squads.
Yeah, they're going to be like Nazir Stackhouse type players, right?
Yeah, they are not going to add to the
Humans
pass
that are
rush.
Not at all. Not at all.
Howard, hey, wait, pause though. Howard Green, one of the biggest plays in the Super Bowl, and he was just a
Correct.
big run stuffer. Like he was this size.
You're 100% correct on that. So I think the hope there being that we can rotate a little bit more in the back end, because otherwise Kobe Wooden and Carl Brooks are just they're gonna die out there. Neither one of those guys can play that level of snaps consistently. So yeah, in more base and in more run downs, I imagine we're gonna see a heavy rotation of kind of the new guys. Maybe less so Bohanna this week. I don't, given that he got picked up later in the week, doubt we actually see him. But Stackhouse and Riley, I'm sure will get a fair amount of run with Brinson to kind of try to spell Brooks and Kobe Wooden. Because unfortunately, Mr. Kobe Jacked has not been playing nearly as well over the last several weeks. And the first thing you think of at that point is like, all right, is he kind of running out of juice because he's never had to be a starter before? He's never had to play this level of snaps. And at an elevated weight that's probably a little harder on him. So more rotation is really the big thing there. And in rundowns, now we have other people to put in. Carl Brooks doesn't need to be out there.
It'll just be interesting going forward because we're going to have a lot of roster gymnastics to do as to how we're going to, as people are coming back from injury. And it's unfortunate that Nessie is unable to play at this point because that's someone that we could rotate inside, more so on passing downs.
He'd be huge. But exactly, more so on passing downs. But at that point, you can play Nessie and Carl Brooks inside and give Wooden a rest, that kind of thing.
Yeah, give Brinson some time.
Yeah, rotate the other ones a little bit more and give them more of a breather so they can be more effective when they're in more base run situations.
I mean, ideally, like, granted, the Bears did run the ball down the throat of the Philadelphia Eagles, but right now with this defensive line going forward, like I am going to hope that teams are going to attempt to run the ball by having heavier personnel because that means that we can have Isaiah McDuffie on the field. And honestly, that's going to be one of our best avenues to stop the run. As opposed to, I was opposing offenses. I would go gun. I would go spread. I'd put us in nickel and only have two linebackers on the field and then try to run it down our throat with the tight end lead block. That's just me.
Yeah, a lot of it obviously depends on how good their offensive line and their run schemes and what their best run plays and all that are. Like we'll talk about it a little bit more, but I think the Bears run a lot of under center runs, which will probably be in our favor at this point, a little bit heavier personnel. So we'll see.
I'm going to let you go on a Jordan Love praise session because you've been piping him up all season, and with his marquee performance where he tied his career best of 4 touchdowns, I want you to take the mic, sir.
Thank you very much. And I think that this was a great example of Jordan Love, right? And what I mean by that is if you look at the stats, outside of the 4 touchdown passes, career high, we're looking at 18 of 30, 234 yards. That doesn't jump out to you, right? That looks like an okay day. But my man is super efficient with the football, right? He's making phenomenal decisions at this point. He seems to be the best mid to deep out passer in the league, and Christian Watson catches all of those, right? Very interesting, very difficult. That's a very difficult play to pull off well, because if anything goes wrong, you're talking pick six the other way, right? Ball placement has to be perfect. Route has to be perfect. Jordan's phenomenal at it. The deep ball coming along, right? Deep shot to Christian Watson. The aggression and the phenomenal ball placement to Dontavian Wicks on that 4th down touchdown.
Lucas,
we're seeing it come together for our boy.
you got to shut out. That was not like a nice shot to watch. That was a 50-yard bomb.
Boom. Yeah, it looked phenomenal. And my favorite part of that play, what Jordan does really well, sometimes too well, put a ton of air under that, right? Because when he threw it, Christian wasn't already by the guy, right? He chucked it up, and then Christian outran the guy and ran under it. When you have speed like that, Jameson Williams is another guy that can do it, but Christian's obviously the guy on our team, and hopefully Golden. Hopefully we start seeing that. You want to throw the ball where they can go run under it and get it. You don't want to throw necessarily it on a rope because your window's going to be much smaller there. Wide receiver's not going to have time to adjust to the ball path. But an absolute bomb, right? And I love the trajectory of his throws. They just like fall out of the sky. They kind of remind me of like the Aaron Rodgers Hail Marys sometimes, you know? Because like Aaron threw much more on a rope than Jordan does, but Jordan's will just like fall out of the sky exactly where they're supposed to be.
Like a nice snowfall.
Exactly. And the perfect throw for that was that one against San Francisco. It was a couple years ago, right? That just looked like it should have been intercepted by like 5 different people, but magically just fell directly where it needed to be, right? Love his ball placement. Love his decision making. He's playing at such a high level right now. And what really frustrates me is when other people, when other fans, when fans of other teams, when national media talks about Jordan Love, they're not putting nearly enough respect on his name at this point, right?
Nobody does.
My man has 19 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, and people still think he's careless with the football. He's at 67% completion percentage and an elite efficiency level to go with 19 touchdowns versus 3 interceptions. He's not putting the ball in harm's way. Yeah, 2 of the 3 interceptions looked really ugly, but if he finishes the year with 30 touchdowns and 5 to 6 interceptions, that's an incredible year, right? That's an incredible Rodgers-like stat line, right? And efficiency level, which people just don't seem to want to give him credit for because they think he's this gunslinger that's throwing the ball all over the place and in harm's way. Well, that's not the case, right? People think his back shoulder or back foot, kind of like little lollipops, are dangerous throws. They're not. They're calculated.
Not
right?
for him. For most
for
people, yeah, that's the thing, right? It's for most
100%.
people. When you see that and you're not thinking about who the person is, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, what are they doing? It's
Right,
much different.
It's a prayer.
It's much
But if
different when
he
it's
completes
Jordan.
them at such a high clip, like Jordan, like he does, that's just part of his game, right? That's a tool in the toolbox. That's something he knows he can pull out if he needs to in different situations. He's just playing at such an elite level, and I think he's, by some people, Vegas being one of them if I remember correctly, starting to get a little bit more hype. Like, look, he's not going to win the MVP this year, but I think he probably finishes top 5 if he continues on the rate he's at, right? It's going to be May or Stafford unless one of them falls apart, but he's playing at such a high level, and this was a great example of it, and he is so clutch. And it's not necessarily just like the game-winning drive, right? But all the big moments that we've had this year when the game has kind of come down to like, okay, we got to score every drive from here on out. That's what it's going to take to win. And then Jordan just goes and does that, right? He's playing so well, and I definitely wish that more people would realize the level of quarterbacking we're seeing right now.
I think he enjoys. I think this team kind of enjoys, though, that people sleep on him. You know, we've seen Rashawn Gary in post-game press conferences say, and I quote, "Stop playing on him, folks. Stop playing on him." I think they like playing the underdog. I think they like shutting people up. But Lucas, in an outstanding performance by Jordan Love in this offense, he was not the only one. Christian Watson was not the only one. Dontavian Wicks was not the only one. And one of the people who had the most important roles in this game was head coach Matt LaFleur when he made the decision, when he listened to South of the Cheddar Curtain, and he said, Devin, I will throw to Dontavian Wicks, and I will put in Anthony Belton, the mountain, at right guard. Because between him and Sean Ryan, you know, we're not putting up some Barry Sanders numbers, but Josh Jacobs, 17 for 83, 4.9 per clip.
It's a lot better than it was a couple weeks ago.
It was a lot better than it was a few weeks ago. And that level, especially with how Jordan is playing, is all that we need. Like that is a sustainable offense that you can have if you're getting that much out of the running game. Anthony Belton punishing people. You see some of his blocks out there, bro? You see some of those clips?
I did.
Mountain. So we get the running game going, and you know what that opens up, Lucas?
Some play
Opens
action.
up play action, and there's a particular play action play.
Break
Jordan
down
had
for me.
Jordan Love had a little rollout. We had, I think it was 12 personnel. So it was like play action rollout. So the routes coming from the left to the right to kind of mirror Jordan, and then it's kind of like a layered effect.
Normally,
So if it's zone coverage, guys have decisions to make on whether they go to the person, like the corner of the safety on the opposite side, whether go behind, go to the guy, in front of you or behind you. And then when you make that decision, you go to the other person. Unfortunately, this was man coverage. So it's just about your man beating their man, and an all-time favorite. Maybe a little strong, but a favorite of Mr. Lucas Mueller. Mr. Lucas Musgrave, 1 catch, 23 yards. Hell of a play, contested. And of course, was it aided by the fact that it was necessary for him to fall down to make that catch? Perhaps.
I think so.
So we now have two plays for Musgrave. 1, get him isolated going deep down the sideline, and he will get a PI call. 2, get him running across the field on a route. Never have Luke Musgrave run like a curl or something ever, for the love of God. Or maybe it doesn't matter what type of route you have him run. Just Jordan, place the ball to a point where he has to dive for it, because that is in his element. That is where he wants to be, and that is when he is the most dangerous. But also, just speaking of random offensive performances, Lucas, do you know who was the Packers' second leading rusher in this game?
Bo Melton.
No, it was Bo Melton. Absolutely. That's why I brought it up. 2 rushes for 15, greater than Wilson's 4 for 14. So Bo getting a little love. They had a nice little, it's almost like a giveaway at this point, that it feels like when he's on the field, they're doing a jet or a jet fake to him.
100%. Yeah.
They switched up a little bit where it was like a short jet, and they just had the pop on the outside. Good blocking. Romeo Dobbs had a hell of a block, and then was so excited. It was like Christmas. It wasn't Thanksgiving for Romeo Dobbs. It was Christmas. Like, he was blocking and cheering, like audibly celebrating at the same time. I don't know how he did that. Romeo, man. When you're feeling good, man, when you're able to be your best self, which, hey, it's a struggle sometimes, Romeo. Nothing but love for you. But when you're out there winning, man, God, it's great to watch. It's great to watch.
He just has such joy when he's playing, when he's in a good headspace,
Absolutely.
I love it.
All right, where else you want to go here, big dog?
Well, I think we've probably covered most offense. I think you're 100% right. The run game has really changed after putting Anthony Belton in at right guard and keeping him there, right? Because they rotated a little bit previously, and then they finally just benched Jordan Morgan, which is fine. I don't need to see him on the field unless there's an injury until next year, and I'm content with that.
I don't need to see him. Period.
But if Rasheed Walker goes down, he's probably our left tackle. So.
Hey, Marshawn Lloyd is coming back. Maybe Marshawn Lloyd can play left tackle.
Not this week, unfortunately.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Wait. Hold on, though. You talking about Sheed? Sheed with, like, low-key one of the play of the games. Romeo had caught a ball. Got popped.
Good call.
Romeo got popped.
I loved that play. It was kind of like a little screen slant situation where he had blockers basically in front of his slant. Loved it. And then he got popped and fumbled.
And there were 3 Lions and 1 Rasheed Walker, but Rasheed Walker got the ball. I'm pretty sure it, like, popped into his hands, like the natural athletic ability of Rasheed Walker.
And we were in the red zone, I think, at that point. So
we were.
Big play.
Maybe we got to experiment with, you're talking about we always put in Kennard as the 6th offensive lineman. At that point, that person's eligible. Maybe could you put in Kennard for a snap at left tackle and let Rasheed be the tight end out there? Give him a little pass. Food for thought.
Tristan Wirfs caught a touchdown, right? Last week. So I'm here for a little Rasheed Walker. I'm here for it.
I'm just happy we didn't try that against the Lions, because historically trying to throw to a left tackle against Detroit does not go over super well. David Bakhtiari.
Yeah, we don't need to bring it up.
Yeah, did you almost forget that happened? Because I literally until 14 seconds ago, that was erased from my mind.
Yeah, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
But I think on offense that pretty much covers it, right? The run game gets going now that we have the interior is all maulers, right? Aaron Banks isn't great, but he has a more physical mentality than we used to in the past. Sean Ryan isn't the greatest center in the world, although he's getting better, but he's got a physical mentality, right? And then now you bring in Anthony Bellin with a physical mentality. So the middle is solid with that, which I love to see, which definitely helps, especially with Josh Jacobs' running style. The defense. We haven't even mentioned Micah Parsons. Mr. 2.5 sacks. Absolutely
he was
destroying
clutch,
Taylor
dude.
Decker.
It was on like third downs too. The man's just he's living up to the hype. He was worth every single asset that we sent.
100% he was.
He completely changed the game. And Enigbari had a nice day, but Gary's still quiet. Nessie's not there. Wyatt had some nice pressures. R.I.P. I miss you already. But I mean, Taylor Decker is no scrub, and they're still chipping. They're still running back help.
Yeah, no, he's a good offensive tackle in this league.
But Micah Parsons has been, it isn't just the production, but it's when he does it. Right? The Lions' first drive was ended by a Parsons sack. I'm pretty sure that was the Parsons and Igbare, like peanut butter and jelly. We sandwiched him.
Yes, it was.
With violence. It was the most violent PB&J I've ever seen in my life.
So he's been so good. And this was a matchup I was really interested in because the Lions, while their offensive line is shaky overall, it's because their interior is bad. Their tackles are good, right? So I was really curious how we were going to attack that. And there was one play, I know it's got brought up a lot in Packers circles this week, but it was the first third down of the game. It was the sack with Kingsley, if I remember correctly. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that one. It was a sack. Anyways, doesn't matter. It wasn't that one because Micah didn't get the sack. But they go to triple team Micah, right? Go to triple team Micah. He drops back in coverage. Those three blockers have no idea what to do anymore. And we send someone screaming off the edge to force pressure, right? I'm looking and I'm excited for a lot of that creativity that we can start doing a little bit more now. It feels like Hafley's a little bit more comfortable with how to utilize Micah and maybe some of the more exotic stuff. Feels like we're bringing out recently with the McKinney sack the other week and all that. So I love seeing that, and I love just the presence of Micah creating an issue for the offense, right? Because that play was made by Micah just being himself and then taking a couple steps back. He didn't have to do anything in that play to cause havoc at this point. Because our man's got 12.5 sacks. He's the best edge rusher we've had in forever, it feels like. Although I love me some Clay. Like, he is such a difference maker. And we talked about, at the beginning of the year, doing more off-ball stuff with him, which I don't think we're going to do a ton of now because of our lack of depth at edge rusher, and Rashawn Gary hasn't really stepped up, and LVN's out, and all that kind of good stuff. But really excited about what we can continue to do with him and the production that he has while getting double-teamed every play. Like, it's crazy what he's able to do. And the big difference I see between him and other edge rushers, besides him being smaller than most of them, is just the heart and hustle, man. Like, he does not give up ever on a play. He is hunting and chasing until the whistle blows.
There is no
really
quit.
Cool to see. Yeah, you can't just take him out by double or triple teaming him, so he'll just kind of like chill for that play, right? He's going to keep coming, and that causes problems. And then also make sure that those 2 to 3 offensive players have to actually block that entire time, right? They can't go try to get to the next level. They can't go help on somebody else because Mike is taking all of their attention by continuing to play. Absolutely love it. What a game changer. You know, I'm sure it's from all of our years growing up playing Madden and stuff, but I hate trading draft picks. I always love the potential of the unknown, right? I love the draft, but absolutely worth giving up the picks in this case because he is such a difference maker. Jerry Jones is so dumb.
And just think about how many draft picks, though, that we've had, and think of some of these players, and, like, would you trade all of them for Micah Parsons? You know what I mean? Like, what, like,
yeah.
Let's go through some, like, Demarius Randall, right? Jordan Morgan. Give me some other ones. Like, would you have, we traded, what, 2 first-round picks
2
for Micah?
First-round picks, yeah. Well,
yeah,
here's probably the one to ask, I think.
Okay.
Because we had a draft not that long ago where we had 2 first-round draft picks, right? Would you give up Quay and Devontae Wyatt?
That's tougher and really hard at this point in time, Lucas. I really can't. I can't talk on that one with what happened to Devontae Wyatt being
What
our
about
team
Golden
MVP.
and LVN?
Right now, yeah.
Right, I'm with you. I'm with you.
But we've had there have been a long list. I feel like we've had a lot of first round draft whiffs in the past 15 years, where I would easily take Micah Parsons over 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them. And you see guys all across the league, right? That's one of the, I love historically just looking at old drafts. I love doing it and just seeing how guys were taken, who panned out, who didn't. You know, there's so many drafts, it's like second or third round guys. And the first round it's literally a coin flip. It's a coin flip to if they're at least like a solid player. And honestly, being a solid player, if you're drafted in the first round, is a whiff. In my opinion, it's a whiff. I mean, with the plethora of data that we have, it shouldn't feel like that because it just is what it is. Half the players turn out to be okay. But I'm thinking that if you're viewing somebody so highly they should be a first round pick, that if they're just like an okay rotational guy, like it's kind of a bust. You know, like Nessie, I still think is in that conversation. He's played a lot better this season, but so far, like he's
seen him so far. Yeah,
true. But when we've seen him, he's been good, not great. Which good has been better than what we've seen, but overall he has still not lived up to his draft hype because we need him to be elite, and I'm still hoping that he will because he is Iowa and Barrington's own.
Correct. I think there's just one more person to talk about before we move on to next week. As one of our good friends consistently says, the MVP of this team. Do you know who I'm talking about? The Irishman.
I was going to say Danny Whalen.
Absolutely. Long of 72. What a boot on that dude. My favorite part about his stat line, 2 punts, by the way, long of 72, is that his short punt for the day was 62.
Just a little 62.
That's wild, man. That is wild. And he almost had a perfect, that 72, like if that was a 71-yard punt, that's a perfect punt, right? Like he almost got it down at the 1 at 72 yards away. Like wild stuff from our boy. I absolutely love him. He's such a good punter, and it's so weird having such a good punter.
He's a little bit of numbing medication when I drive stalls. You know, like, oh, third down holding penalty on Jordan Morgan. Okay, we have to punt. Great. Yes, that's the example that I used because we keep it real on the show, folks. But it's like, oh, we have to punt. Oh, but what is Daniel Whalen going to do now?
He's going to do something. To the other end of the state. Yeah, he's
going to have a little backspin on it. You know, put it right in the 20. It's going to bounce into the defender, and then Zane Anderson's going to pick the ball because he's in Zane. Like we don't know, but it's probably going to be a good thing.
It's generally not a bad thing. He's got a big enough boot to flip the field consistently. Like, shout out to that dude. What a good punter.
Hopefully, he has a quiet few weeks. Really
Here's hoping.
All right, Chicago. You want to? I think we should lead with injuries and how like we're going to shape this team that's going on the field because we have a lot of guys, Lucas, that have been activated off the IR. We got a few, questionables. So how about you break us through it?
All right, let's break down this full injury report. So obviously Devontae Wyatt done out for the year, right? That sucks. But we got some other issues potentially here as well, right? I'm going to start with the Packers, and then we'll get to the Bears, because the Bears have some interesting ones. But I think the one to watch is Javon Bullard.
That's where I was going to lead with, too.
Because he's playing really well, and against a team that wants to run the ball a lot, I want my slot guy to be aggressive in the run game, right? Which he is. So he's hurt. All of a sudden, kind of popped up out of nowhere. We don't know if he's going to play. Who's his backup?
Nate Hobbs, who's also hurt.
Who we haven't actually seen playing the slot this year also. So
and, oh, by the way, the thing about Nate Hobbs is he's Nate Hobbs in the Packers.
Now, so I hope the flip side of that is putting him back in the slot fixes some of that. But,
bro, honestly, at this point, I'm not saying that I hope that he's so injured that he can't play. I'm hoping that they think they have a better chance with putting Nixon in the slot, putting Kamal Hadden outside, because I have more faith in Kamal Hadden than I do in Nate Hobbs at this point.
I mean, I'm with you. Makes me nervous, definitely. But then what? If he can't play, If we're down both of them, who's playing in the slot?
I listened to Andy Herman this morning. I thought he had some kind of whack ideas. I love you, Andy, I do, but I don't think they're going to put Zane or Catan in the slot. I think that's wild. I think you put Nixon in the slot, and then you have CV and Ballantyne. No, I'm sorry, CV and Haddon. My bad.
Yeah, you gave me a look. I don't like that either.
It's not great, but like, I mean, we don't love it because we're hurt. But like, what other? Okay, Lucas, in this pretend world where Bullard is out,
yeah,
and so is Nate Hobbs, we got Williams and McKinney at safety,
and you don't want to bring Williams down to the slot. I mean, that would be the best option to make the slot good.
And then you put in Zane back there. Okay, though, if Zane gets a pick against the Bears, I've kept a lot of receipts.
Zane played well last year against the Lions or whatever it was.
I've kept a lot of receipts. He had a pick in that game, bro. I remember just watching him on the field and laughing. Stuff. I was laughing my ass off because it was like, this dude's like a 62 overall in Madden and like our 6'2" white safety out of BYU. And this is hilarious. Like special teams dude. And his name is Zane.
With the
like,
visor.
What?
I love Zane. Zane's great.
He's got a whole aesthetic.
He does.
So, I mean, I guess we're really thinking about it. Yeah, he did play well in the limited time, and Evan Williams is a hell of a run stuffer. So maybe putting him in the slot is a better idea. I just think that in that like doomsday worst possible scenario going into this game, if they're both out, I think it would be more shuffling at the corner than moving one of the two boys from safety down.
I think you're probably right. So we're just going to keep rolling with questionables, right? So those two are both questionable. Realistically, one of them probably plays, right? Realistically.
I think it's going to be Hobbs, unfortunately.
We probably get one of them. The other questionable for the team is Matthew Golden. It'd be nice to have him back at whatever role they decide to put him in, given that we know they're going to roll with Dobbs. A lot of Wicks probably. He's earned it, and a lot of Watson. But I'm all for a little bit more Matthew Golden coming back. That'd be good. The people that are out, before we get to all the potential interesting stuff, Colin Oliver. He is alive, though. So that's good. We know that. He's alive. They opened his practice window.
Confirmed.
He practiced as a Green Bay Packer for the first time ever on like Wednesday. So you knew he wasn't going to play. But he's alive. Micah Parsons 2.0 is here. He has arrived. I love it.
Lucas, there has to be a picture of them together at some point, like in practice. Please, Evan Siegel, whatever his name is,
right,
like
just put her. Yeah, there has to be.
We can dream.
LVN out. Not great, right? Marshawn Lloyd still on IR, but open the practice window again, so which is great. He'll come back soon. Probably next week. Curious what we do there because we like all our running backs, but we're not going to carry 4 on game day.
I just can't believe he's going to play. I don't believe it. I'm saying now he will not play a snap for the Green Bay Packers on offense this season. I wish it. It would be great, but I also agree it's going to be tricky because he is running back 4, and you're going to get into more of them. But I'm saying now we have a lot of roster problems.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a lot of problems in like the reinforcements that we're getting at the, especially like defensive end position. We're going to have too many. And Nessie's the only one that we can really move inside. You think Brenton Cox can play nose tackle? Maybe Colin Oliver put him inside? Absolutely not. Colin Oliver would be thrown out of Green Bay. He would be in like Manitowoc after one block.
Which is a lovely town, and they have a great museum with a submarine there, by the way.
Dude. I was literally just thinking that I love that submarine. Anytime I can go to submarine, it's a great day.
It's great in the water, in the bay. It's phenomenal. If you're ever in Manitowoc, go check it out. Very cool. They used to build submarines there.
I think that we need to find a day to do a company retreat to the submarine in Manitowoc.
I'm here for it. I was there last year. I think we went last year. Yeah, as a family. So I'm here to go again.
Okay. My birthday is a month from today. I'm just going to drop that knowledge for you, and you can find time in your schedule.
Sounds good. Make it happen.
Perfect.
We got Savion out. He's out for this game, that's a weird situation.
More Bo, a kick returner, baby.
More Bo, kick returner. We have John Williams, who doesn't exist, right? He's not playing until next year. And then we get into the, like, what are we doing here? What's going to happen? Jaden Reed. He's coming back, we think, right? He'll probably be activated for this game. He's currently listed as questionable. That'll be super fascinating. how we use him and what goes on there. Because, right, his injury is one that once you come back from. The collarbone, anyways, not necessarily the foot. Once you come back, you're good. Once you're healed, there's not really a ramp up to it, right? You're healed, you're good to go. So it'd be really interesting to see how we utilize him, especially if Golden also comes back. Because you'd think that we'd use them relatively similarly, especially now that Christian is also back. We get all of our wide receiver weapons minus Savion. I'm very curious what that looks like.
Golden is wide receiver 5 at best, which is wild that he's a first-round pick. He's wide receiver 5.
And I'm completely fine with it. Right.
Oh, totally agreed. That's honestly how I would want the order to go. No offense, Golden. You have a great upside, but we talk about a great upside because you haven't showed it yet, my boy. Everybody else, the 4 boys ahead of you, they all ball.
Right.
They all think of all of them. Christian, Watson.
You're not taking him off the field if you don't have to.
John Wicks.
Right. Just had the game of his life.
Best mental place he can be, Romeo Dobbs.
He's the safety blanket.
Naperville's own.
Love me some Jaden Reed. He's the playmaker, right?
The one thing I will say, talking about the receiver room, how many weapons we have, we could go empty gun and not waste a spot on Luke Musgrave. I think that could be a way to get them all. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean to Luke. He does do the two things very well, but if we're trying to get these boys, like all of them the ball and trying to really maximize our offensive potential, going empty gun with those 5 out there, I think is a really tempting idea. I know it gets tricky because you usually want to have Chris Brooks next to him because the offensive line are great maulers. Sometimes could leave something to be desired in pass protection, Mr. Anthony Belton. Love you, Mountain, but you got to be able to move those routes a little bit.
What I think they'd do there, I don't think they'd actually go 5 wide. I think they'd probably put Reed in the backfield and have him run a route from there.
A little Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. But really interesting. Now, the good news is when we were at our thinnest at wide receiver, we were seeing a lot of Bo Melton and Malik Heath. Right? A lot of them. And instead, we'd be seeing a lot of Wicks and Golden, which makes me feel infinitely better, right? So, good problem to have. Really curious how that'll play out. I want to see Golden on the field this week, but he's not make or break given that either him or Jaden Reed. I want at least one of them back, right? It looks like we will. Now, Brendan Cox is also coming back, right? Maybe not for this game, but him and Oliver. Now all of a sudden you have like 8 defensive ends, outside linebackers, like just a wild amount, right?
That's what I'm saying.
And even with Jaden Reed, now we currently, I believe, have a roster spot open. Devontae White on IR, that could see another one.
We don't.
Oh, right, because we filled it with the big boys.
Bohannon, whatever his name is, yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
But we're going to get into, at some point, if these receivers are healthy, right? Like Malik Heath.
Malik Heath's gone.
Donovan Jennings.
Yeah, that's where it's going to
maybe.
come from.
Aaron Mosby.
Yeah, he's gone once Cox is back, probably.
And then I don't know how many numbers that fills. That doesn't feel like it's all of them. So I don't know where else we go. I mean, I guess, God, if you're really into the Marshawn Lloyd idea, you would try to put Chris Brooks or Emmanuel Wilson on the practice squad.
Emmanuel Wilson.
Yeah, because neither of them. I do not think maybe somebody would pass on Chris Brooks, but I think Jordan and Matt LaFleur love his pass blocking on third down as a personal protector.
That's
way
why if
too much.
If you're only going to keep 3 of those 4 and one of them's Lloyd, it's got to be Emmanuel Wilson, the odd man out. Which just sucks.
I hear you.
It's got to be.
But that makes me very nervous because if Jacobs gets a little banged up, like I don't trust Lloyd. This is trusting him to not only get back to being on the field, but then actually being able to play, actually being able to stay healthy, which he has not been able to do. I remember sitting in my living room watching him play 6 snaps in Indianapolis, and that was it.
Great though.
One of them was great. He was thrown to on a wheel on one play, and I thought of you immediately. But that's the really tricky part because I agree. It would probably be Emmanuel Wilson, who has been a wonderful number 2 running back, and if Jacobs is a little banged up, you don't have Emmanuel Wilson. You count on Marshawn Lloyd. It might just be Chris Brooks running the ball, who is a great pass blocker. Go out of the backfield, traditional running back, meh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I understand, but I'm just saying that's what would happen. 'Cause I imagine they'd keep Brooks. All right, let's talk about some Bears injuries because they have quite a few interesting ones as well.
I
Roman
know
Dunze,
Odunze. Yeah, let's start there.
he's out. He's Caleb's favorite target. A little bit of a down couple weeks. That's going to be really interesting because they don't seem to love DJ Moore, which confuses me because you know how much I love DJ Moore, and the fact
I
that they
do.
drafted DJ Moore 2.0. They just don't particularly like DJ Moore 1.0. I don't know. Makes no sense to me. So does DJ Moore see a lot more passes? Are they going to do a ton of 2 tight end stuff? Are they?
That's probably the answer.
Is Luther Burden going to show up?
Nah, dude, they love Omel Zacchaeus, whatever his name is. Like, that's receiver 2 for that team.
Which makes no sense for me. Like, when you have DJ Moore, why is Zacchaeus getting all the balls?
He had a really good couple.
No,
He
he's
had a
good.
really good couple fantasy weeks and for the Falcons, like six years ago.
I know, and he's not bad, but
No.
he's not DJ Moore. He doesn't have anywhere near the upside of Luther Burden. It's like, what are we doing here, right? Tyreek Stevenson, one of their corners, out. Now they're getting back Jalen Johnson. That's a problem. And Kyler Gordon. That's a problem.
And they got that right dude who's like 6'4". He scares me.
Correct. And he's not the 6'4" corner that we expected to be good for them. That was Frazier, who we both loved in the draft.
He's 6'3". He's got some personal things going on.
I know.
I have kept up to date with Frazier. He is a Bear, but he is an old friend.
He is. Which, hey, we liked him. We liked him a lot, so I'm glad you're keeping your eyes on him.
Undersell.
Ruben Hippolyte II is also out, one of their backup / starting linebackers, depending on who's there that day.
I have a...
So TJ Edwards is back. That's the big thing.
Just talking about Hippolyte.
Yeah.
I have a coworker who works in the X-ray department, and this man is an absolute brick house. Got a great name. I haven't asked him to talk about the show yet, so I'm not going to say his name, but he's got like a real strong...
Okay.
And he's a big Bear fan, and he saw me. He was talking all of his shit, and he started, and he didn't know like the depth of my football knowledge, so I just started Devin football spazzing on him. I'm like, you think your Hoplite Mesopotamian aged motherfucker is gonna do anything against us? You know about the mountain? You know about him? Hippolyte, bye, boy. It was great. He just started bursting into laughter.
Did he know who Hippolyte is?
Oh, he did.
Okay,
yeah,
good,
yeah.
good.
He knows ball. He
Okay.
knows ball.
Okay, good.
But doesn't he sound like someone? Like a Hippolyte, it was like a light militia for like Mesopotamian armies or something. Like that's like a very old,
I thought Greek.
maybe Greek. Okay,
The Hippolytes are Greek.
but old reference.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not good. He's not, and he probably ain't gonna play. So that's great.
He's got a phenomenal name, though. I absolutely love
He
it.
does have a phenomenal name.
Yeah, they got some weird stuff going on. Tremaine Edmonds is out, been on IR, so that means they got TJ Edwards, and I have no idea, honestly, who their linebacker is if it's not Hippolyte. Do you happen to know who the other one is? Edwards has been playing really well, so I'm not happy he's back, but it should be interesting. Injuries are going to play a big role in this game. Who exactly we have back for us, it's a little bit more unclear at the moment compared to who they have. So I don't know, man. It's going to be a really fun game, I think. I'm going to be so nervous, right? Because so many Bear fans at work and stuff are talking their talk, and ugh. Yes.
I have Noah Sewell.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Carl Jones Jr.
It's Penny's brother. Penny's little brother. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Or linebacker at Oklahoma State. Amen. Ogbanag Bemiga. Amen.
I'm going to guess not him because I've never heard of him.
He had 14 total tackles against the Steelers.
Oh, so it might be him.
And then only 2 against Philly. So I don't know, but it could be him. He could be that
Could be
dude.
him.
Amen.
Could be him. So, yeah, this is obviously, this is the biggest Bear-Packer game since Khalil Mack, maybe? The Khalil Mack game? The Rodgers, my knee, high on painkillers game, probably.
At least with like the hype going into it, absolutely.
Yeah, the hype going into it. As it turned out, that game wasn't all that kind of towards the end there, but because the Bears didn't quite live up to expectations, but now they're very much exceeding expectations, right?
And they're all high on their own stuff. After beating the Eagles, all the Bear fans at work are
Yep.
so blissful. So
Correct.
blissful.
Everyone is so excited, so happy, think they got it figured out. Time to put them back in their place, Devin.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. And if I may,
You may.
we've lived here our entire lives, Lucas.
Correct.
I guess me and Buffalo 4 years, whatever. But
I've been here my whole
we
life.
we grew up south of Cheddar Curtain. Mm-hmm. This is who we are. We were known growing up as the kids that were Packer fans.
Correct.
Right. For most of our lives, we have dominated the Chicago Bears. And I am a person, admittedly, that is a little petty, especially when it comes to the Packers. With the Packers, I'm a lot of petty. I grew up most of my childhood after that 2007 NFC title game hating the Giants. Mm-hmm. And then it became Seattle. And then it became San Francisco. And why did I hate those teams, Lucas?
Because they beat us.
Because they beat us. And while we grew up in this area, and I think we're both annoyed at Bear fans' stupidity and how they think they really know their shit and they just don't.
Correct.
I never
There are
really
some that
hated
do.
the Bears.
There are
some that do, but there's just a lot. It's also brought to the area that we live in, right? If we lived in Cincinnati, we'd have a few Bengals fans that know some things, and then most of them don't know shit. 'Cause
Correct.
most people don't follow religiously as we do, and it's just a fact of our reality.
They're missing out.
But the Bears don't beat us when it matters.
Nope.
So they've never really bothered me. We feel the rivalry. We feel the stress of having to deal with people talking shit to us at work. But for me, games against, the Niners during those years or the Giants or whoever our most recent rival was always felt more impactful for me personally than the Bears-Packers game. However, in Ben Johnson's introductory press conference as a Bears head coach, he talked about, playing the Vikings and talked about playing the Bears when he was on the Lions. Mm-hmm. And then he went out of his way to say that he really enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice. And Matt LaFleur has had some questionable play calls. He has made some questionable decisions. But that is another man who wears his heart on my sleeve. In the background of my phone is an AI slap-created image from Lucas of me and Matt LaFleur, the bubble bitches. And you mess with one bubble bitch, you mess with all of us. So Ben Johnson and the entire Chicago Bears franchise, we are coming for blood. Do you understand? Now it is personal. Before I didn't care. Before you were nothing to me. But now you play with Matt LaFleur? You want to talk shit? Isaiah McStuffy is rooting out for the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. Good luck. Good luck.
Man, I got nothing after that. That was something. Also, no one's going to understand the bubble thing, and that's okay.
I think that you should explain bubble bitches.
So it came from Matt LaFleur absolutely loving bubble screens and not working repeatedly, right? That's the Matt LaFleur part. Mm-hmm. The Devin part is when playing with my daughter, the fact that he got stuck playing with bubbles for what felt like hours, I'm sure, to him.
It was a great time. I had no complaints whatsoever. She's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, she is. She's the best. So then you were a bubble bitch as well. And then when Matt decided to only throw bubble screens that don't work, we added him to the stable. So with the help of a little AI, we got you a nice little picture there for you.
It is literally a picture of me and Matt LaFleur side to side with bubbles in the background.
It's
great.
In a field of bubbles, essentially. It's pretty solid. Well, it looks kind of like you. It's not you.
It's like a gremlin version of me.
It is.
Like if I was cast with a gremlin spell, that would be me. I don't know why I had to mess my face up because I think I have a nice face most of the time. And that was a picture of your wedding, man. I was feeling good. I was looking good. I was all clean shaven.
Yeah.
Just got a fresh cut. And then I look at this picture and I'm laughing because it's me and Matt. And I'm like, yo, who's that gremlin, Devin? Like, pass on that.
I think it made it even better. But you said it well, I think. They've had some more success against us recently, right? Which we're not accustomed to. They took a shot at our head coach for no reason, right? Time to put them back in their place, right? They're feeling great, top of the NFC. Their quarterback still isn't great, right? The run game's good. I'll give them that, right? They have a really solid run game. Their defense leaks like a sieve, but gets a bunch of turnovers. As long as we're smart with the football, we should be good to go there. But time to put them back in their place, right? Like, if we can beat them twice in these next 3 weeks, they're potentially out of the playoffs, right? At that level, given how competitive the NFC is. And then we vault to at least the first in the NFC North, potentially first in the NFC total. These are huge games for us. And I'm very curious to see what the Bears have. Very curious. But I am confident in our ability and Matt's ability, especially now that he's coaching a little better. Jordan's ability as a stone cold killer. And Micah Parsons' ability to show the Bears, you're not here, right? This is a bit of a fluke for them, it feels, right? Beat a lot of bad teams. And the Eagles, but the Eagles are super weird, right? At this point, it's time to show them who the top dog in the NFC North is. It's not the Lions. We already proved that. It's us.
Is it J.J. McCarthy?
It's oh god, it's 9, right? Max Brosmer, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he was even worse.
He was begging for Carson Wentz back. It's rough out there, man. It's rough out there. So it is time for us to reestablish dominance of the NFC North, and that is going to start Sunday at 3:25 Central Time.
I have to concur. 42-23 pack.
I love it. I'm going to go 28. 28-13.
I'm going to go 2 tutties for Mr. Watson because that is his team. The Bears, he always dominates them.
He does, yeah.
He always shows up. 2 for Watson. And then I'm going to say, well, one of our old friends, David Baltz, Bears fan, always talking about Evan Williams, and he just like never wants to listen. I'm like, dude, he's Micah Hyde. And he just like doesn't care. And I'm like, well, you're going to care on Sunday because Evan Williams, another interception. Make me a profit.
Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, we're going to go. Jane Reed plays and gets a tutty. Another guy who can destroy the Bears.
Spicy.
Which I love. So that's kind of a twofer because hopefully he plays. I could be out of the running here real quick. And then I'm going to go Devontae Wyatt.
Wait. Give yourself a backup. Give yourself a backup just in case. Break glass in case of emergency.
Okay, fair enough. We're going to go defense. Give me some time to think about a backup on offense. Okay.
You mentioned Devontae Wyatt.
I did. Devontae Wyatt leaves a hole, right? There's been a player who I think has played pretty darn well, all things considered, and this could be a little bit of a coming out for them. Warren Brinson, 2.5.
I would love that. It would
be incredible. It would be incredible. Back to offense. Let's get a little another Josh Wiley touchdown.
You're a Wiley man.
I love it. I love how they're using him a bunch as a fullback and stuff. I think we can run a very similar play and get him another easy tut.
I love that, brother. All right, my boy. Wonderful show as always, people. I hope that you feel the hype. I hope that you believe, because Lord knows it's off the show curtain. It's Bears week. You bet your ass we're believing, and the receipts have been kept. Until next time.
Go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go.